Good evening, everybody, and welcome back to SimTrax Broadcasting. As we are coming to you live here, a little bit late, but no less. We are going away here at Darlington. Everett Counts, as we're seeing, knocked down his final time during qualifying. Fourth place is where he'll be settling into, as he is our last qualifier. Appreciate you guys, Drift King and Jay out there already beating me to the punch. Maybe I should hire you guys to make sure 100% that we are on time. All right, well, we are getting ready for the Lady in Black, and I swear this track is too tough to tame. I've been to the track. This is a very, very difficult track to get a hold of, stay connected to the track, and be fast and competitive out there. Let's take a look at 220 laps. Stages will be at 69 and 138. 60% fuel limit. And fortunately, good thing everybody's kind of bowing down to the admins here, at least giving them 8 sets of tires. This is going to be a brutal one here tonight. Fixed setups, and of course, no fast repairs. I'm joining you as your producer, and Stella joining alongside me as race control will be Jake McGladelick. We all know him out there in the Choose Cone machine. He suffered a little bit of damage out there last week, but hopefully he does not tonight, as the 85-degree track temperature should be fantastic out there for all of our drivers. This is the make or break for a lot of our guys out here. They may or may not make it to the next round, as this is the final race of the regular season. Let's go ahead and take a look at our starting grid here for tonight, and we'll bring Stella in after that. Vincent Arthur and Jacob Malone getting kicked off here in the front row. Expect that 69 machine to be super fast. Of Jacob Malone, he's been on a tear. The only Ford actually in the top 15. He'll be starting in the front row. Dylan Banks starts third. Everett Counts is in the number 1 machine in the U.S. Coast Guard car. Love to see it. Starting in 5th on the inside of row number 3 sits Kyle Rochelle next to Ryan Patty. Everybody out there with blue numbers is a win and in. They are already moving on to the next round. Everybody in green, they still got a playing shot. They're making it, and everybody in red is in fear for their life, as they are just peeking outside the top 16 drivers that are moving on. Let's move on to row number 4, where Ryan Bird sits in the 49 machine next to Cody Smith. 20 machine has been in a boatload of trouble all year. Cody Smith looking to hold on to a top 5 finish here, with Brady Moats and Blake Hoppy sitting right behind him to round out our top 10. Matthew George, he was locked in automatically via points. He's going to, no matter if he fails dead last tonight, he's going to make it. And Cody Height sits 12th. Moving on to the rest of the field here, where Kevin Baumler sits 13th. Aaron Krolick is our 14th place driver. Cody Eldred, Jake Christenberry, Joey Stats, and Corey Harville. And amazing, imagine that, Joey Stats actually getting out there on the track tonight. I'm sure for Beer Money Racing, Jacob Malone's going to be happy about that. Tyler DeTalent will be starting in that 19th position. He's going to hopefully see if he can fire his way back up to the front here, as Kevin Gunther sits right now in 20th. Zach Hollinger sits 21st. Nick Gillis in the number 3 car. We saw him get some lead time at Daytona, sitting 22nd now. Dylan Dunford and Dalton Tucker. Nice to see Mr. Tucker returning back to the league. He's been on a hiatus for quite a while. Let's go ahead and get to the final drivers in this pack. And I'm sure some of these big names have been dished out some penalties here. Tom Senchak, Josh Conover, Jacob Gladelick. Like I said, he's in our race cone car. Cameron Thompson, Daniel Honeycutt, name you haven't seen in a while. Spencer Burton starts 30th, and Adam Kulikowski is our 31st place starter. Tough race here tonight as the Cup Series is getting ready to kick off here. And get ready to go. Stella, we have got a heck of a race, especially for all the fans out here, as Darlington can be oh so tough, and drivers are really going to have to pick and choose which turns they want to capitalize on. It's going to be turn 1 and 2, or is it going to be 3 and 4? And I have seen 90% of the time, if you can conquer 3 and 4, you've got this race made.
Yeah, if you say so. The more I watch them go around, turn 2 seems to be their nemesis.
Well, turn 2 being extremely loose, guys slinging out of that track. But I've got to admit, taking a look at what we're seeing here, look at the field we've got here for the final race of the regular season. I've got to admit, we didn't have this kind of a turnout moving into Darlington, into Daytona last week. So I am excited to see this one get kicked off here and immediately But I'm already on the edge of my seat here, guys. I don't know about you, but I'm pretty pumped up for this race. I think Vincent Arthur's going to come back with a vengeance here. Jacob Malone definitely wants to hold it here. He's going to have the outside line, which oddly enough seems to be the more favorable line here. But let's go ahead and get this one under green as we enter the Geico restart zone. Waiting for Barney. Green flag is out. Jacob Malone getting off to a fantastic start here as Vincent Arthur seems to fumble it on the start. So he has the pole, but it doesn't look like he's going to have the lead as Jacob Malone kicks a quick takeoff here to start lap number 1, shooting down the backstretch. Excellent job here by Jacob Malone, getting away from Vincent Arthur. Everett Couch moves up to 3rd, and Ryan Patty is in our 4th place spot, sitting in the number 56 Toyota out there. Looks like he's representing the Doritos car, and Dylan Banks out there in the Allied machine. Right now, Stella, lap number 1 is complete. Already starting to get single file out there on the track. Got to admit, that's probably exactly where they want to be, but Dylan Banks had a little bit of a blinking problem there. As you can tell, we lost a little bit of sight of him there, but hopefully he is going to go ahead and hang in there. Right now, I see out there in the chat, I see you get her done, boys. Douglas is actually with me on Saturdays. Appreciate him hanging out there with us. Let's get to a side-by-side race I see hanging out there as the number 20 machine of Cody Smith. Remember I said he's going to want to hold on to the top 10 here, and right now he's struggling, falling back down to 8th as he had Ryan Bird for just a moment, but now Blake Hoppy, one of the drivers on the outside of the 16 that move on, sitting 9th. Right now he has to have a stellar finish here if he wants to move on. Jacob Malone out in front, but right now Vincent Arthur is the only one that might be able to reach out and touch him, only down by a 1/4 of a second.
Yeah, this is a nice, beautiful start. I mean, we're 4 laps in, and I don't know if anybody's even taken out a Darlington stripe yet.
Yep, nothing, no contact with the walls just yet as we see everybody slinging off of 2. Notice how it's getting a little dicey here toward the back. Already I see some trouble back here. Whoa, Dylan Banks, a little bit of a blink out there and having even more trouble. Let's check in on Brady Moats. Right now I see Moats in some trouble as right now Aaron Krolick is working to the outside. Brady Moats staying true to that red somewhere on his paint scheme out there as he's out there in the U.S. Air Force machine. And it looks like Aaron Krolick still representing the black and gold as he still tears around here. He's moved up to 11th. That gives Krolick 3 on the night. And Stella, we've already got guys slipping and sliding here in the back and almost getting 3 wide as we head into turn number 3. The 99 machine of Kevin Ballmer looks a little bit reckless out there, but he's got to calm that race car down. I think guys want to get around, and speaking of getting around, we got one.
No.
As I think Nick Giles is our driver who faces the field. The Navy machine spins out, but oddly enough, the caution we were looking for is not going to happen.
Okay. Well, maybe we'll just do a quick replay.
Well, we'll take a look at it here in just a second as Vincent Arthur gets ready to make a move out there on Jacob Malone. No can do. Vincent Arthur looked like he had him there for just a moment, but that did not work out. Everything seeming to calm down just a hair here as everybody is sliding around out there on the track. We saw there was trouble in the back, so now that splits the field into 2 slices here. Let's take a look back at Dalton Tucker and see what happened when there was contact coming out of the turn here. Ricochet off the wall. There's the Darlington stripe. This is where we start entering 3 here off the backstretch, and I'm trying to keep an eye out there on Giles. Giles looks like he is going to get pinched right there. He gets loose, and on around he goes. So no worse for the wear. He definitely keeps it controlled and underway. Let's keep this going as we are still under green flag, pushing it on through. Malone, Arthur, Ryan Patty, Everett Couch sits 4th. Kyle Rochelle hasn't moved any positions yet, but still satisfied with a top 5. Dylan Banks is the one who's been rolling back, though, down 3 to 6. Ryan Bird 7th, Cody Smith 8th. Cody Height fights up into the number 9 spot, and Stella, that 84 machine looks awfully familiar to a vehicle we've called for before.
That's not Black Rifle Coffee, is it?
That is the Black Rifle Coffee machine. Yes, you may be used to seeing Trevor Earhart actually racing that paint scheme out there. Unfortunately, he was unable to get any sort of championships with Robert Rader multiple times out there. in the Racing Revolution League had stolen it away from him, especially when they got to Phoenix. Cody Height is still holding on, though. Right now, that 84 machine's trying to get a hold of Cody Smith, the driver directly in front of him, but right now, Height is boxed in by 2 Toyotas, Smith in front and Hoppy behind.
Yeah, man, these guys are really, oh boy, took the speed right off of him there. But that's awesome. That's good racing. We were having new speed leader is Ryan Patty so far. He's running a 29:09, and that's a pretty darn fast.
Yeah, getting a good turn exit out of Cody Height there. You see him exiting too. Gains ground on Cody Smith here, but we are already got somebody back here with bumpers
a bumper flying in the air. I'm seeing Brady Motes. If I'm not mistaken,
that's
flying.
Brady Motes. Yep.
Yep.
Brady Motes now facing the field. We'll see if he has to tow. Yep, it looks like something broke.
Oh.
So our first caution of the night comes at lap number 12. And oddly enough, that caused a caution, but I don't think they were going to throw one out there on Guileless, who ended up getting around because he was off and out of the racing surface.
Yes. Yes. Whereas I guess Motes was still on the racing surface and facing backwards stopped.
All right, let's take a look at Brady Motes during this caution, or what brought out this caution. Let's see if we can get a better view. There's a nudge there by Kralik. Yep, boom.
Again. Oh, wow.
Well, it looked like Kralik had a roll there, and I don't know if Motes wasn't able to speed up or what. I'm not blaming this on Motes here, but that was a shot.
No, I'm not either.
Take a look at it here. Here's a nudge.
One there.
You see Kralik trying to move
one
around.
There, and then a hook on the right corner.
Yeah. That, unfortunately, is going to do Brady Motes in here. 19 Chevrolet is in a lot of trouble here. Now, Stella, we were talking earlier that Motes is in on points. If he finishes 21 positions down from where he originally started, with a top 10 start here, and finishes 30th.
Yeah.
What do you think this means?
Come back. No, he needs to come back. He is sitting 11th currently. But unless he is statistically or mathematically ahead far enough, which I am not privy to that, he really needs to do well. Because some of these other fellas, I mean, like Adam Kulikowski, is just waiting in the wings. He's only 7 points below the line, whereas Jake Christenberry is 7 points above the line.
Well, but as you speak about that, Adam Kulikowski has unfortunately suffered a disconnection.
Oh.
We haven't seen him since middle of lap number 10. So he is already only half a lap ahead of Brady Motes, so it would behoove Motes to get back out there. 2 minutes that we've been sitting in the pits waiting on Brady Motes to see if he's able to return regardless of damage. Normally, once cautions start happening, things start kind of getting out of hand here at Darlington. The Lady in Black strikes again. Worst one goes to, actually, I would say the only one that actually happened is the one that went to Guileless out there. So, that was actually the track attacking him. Brady Motes looks like he got turned around there by Aaron Kralik, who's now currently occupying the 10th position as the choose cone is underway. Waiting to see as a couple more cars still slicing on by.
Yeah, Kralik is already locked in from a win.
Yes. I don't know. It just something seemed a little funny about that nudge there. Now, I would say Jacob Malone may be a little bit beside himself right now. He was out in front of Vincent Arthur, and I'm hoping he wasn't burning up those tires to stay out in front of him now.
Uh-oh. No. He's pretty good about that. Just kind of maintaining his cool.
Well, but
Look at
we
that
have
Coast Guard car.
Right, but we have seen Malone occasionally get way out front, and then all of a sudden the tire life just drops off, and he's got nothing left. toward the end. So that's going to be the big question here, if that's going to hold on and hold true. That if Jacob Malone has saved enough tire to try to take off from Vincent Arthur again. Now remember, Vincent Arthur actually started this race on the pole and seemed to have slipped heading across the start-finish line. And Jacob Malone was able to take the lead right away from lap number 1. He's led all 15 laps here so far, but Vincent Arthur may be in some trouble here, as Jacob Malone, we've seen him do his restarts and he trips you up something fierce. He has no idea when to take off here, but that's going to be very, very tricky, and it's going to be Vincent Arthur's job to try to keep up. As we exit the Geico restart zone, Jacob Malone out front, Vincent Arthur dropping down to 3rd, and right now checking to see if Everett Council, the number 1, is going to end up in more trouble, as Dylan Banks, our blinker out there, is looking to see if he can turn him around. This looks a little familiar from our last caution.
Yeah, that was a bit of a nudging going there, letting him know don't be sleeping at the wheel. Don't be that guy sitting at the front of the red light, playing on your phone instead of watching the light turn green.
Oh, we're setting aboard Kyle Rochelle's machine now, looking back at the field as they starting to chase him as he still remains in 5th. Only Rochelle and Cody Smith are the only drivers out there in the top 10 who have yet to gain or lose a position. I think that's Hoppy actually. Full send, baby. Down the backstretch. He slides to the inside. Let's see how bad he washes up here on the side of Cody Height. Height spotter doing a good job saying, watch out, this guy's coming. And he does right now. Great job there by Hoppy. I like the gutsy move he had. Sliding to the inside, picking up a couple positions, then diving into 3. That's a little bit of what you've seen in the early 2000s, heading in actually heading into Daytonas when you see moves like that. But Hoppy right now, he's a man on a mission right now, holding on to 9th. But Stella right now, this 91 Toyota, I would probably say he might be the one that we really need to watch out for out there.
Yeah, it's he's got to make some serious headway on this race, being in currently Sorry, Matthew George just took a little bit of wall. Yeah, he's 2 places below the cutoff line, headed into playoffs, so he's got to try really, really hard to maybe be in the top 5 or top 10 tonight.
Yeah, we talk about Hoppy. Here he is, sliding up to 7th. That goes ahead and put Cody Height and Cody Smith behind him. Kralik starting to follow quickly behind. Malone still leading this race. Couch still 3rd. And Dylan Banks is 4th. Banks looking to upset this league here to come away with a win. And Stella confirm if Dylan Banks has a win here, may or may not push him into the playoffs.
Not that I know of, no. It will not. He's not on the list.
Okay, so participation may be a factor. I think he came in late to the season.
Yes.
Okay, well, Hoppy, our biggest mover here. He's up now 3, but not the biggest mover of the race. That actually is going to go to Josh Conover in the brand new paint scheme. We see him sitting there in the number 13, actually in the number 13th position, 13 places up in the 42 car. So Dalton Tucker's up 10. He's sitting 14th. Right now, gaining 11 is Daniel Honeycutt. Now remember, Honeycutt had a horrible qualifying time, starting in 29th. Yuck. All right, let's see if we can rotate back up for the front where Joey Stats and Tyler DeTalent were just going at it there for a moment. DeTalent, little nudge there as you see he drops way low into turn 2. Drops it off a little bit of the racing groove there, and it does cause him to bounce to the outside, allowing Corey Harville in the Milwaukee machine to charge back forward. But we are looking at Harville, DeTalent, Honeycutt, and Baumler. All our Toyotas are bunching up here in those positions 16th through 19th. Not bad here by all our drivers. Only 1 caution here in the first few laps. Caution back on lap 11 as we cross lap 23 as we get this one underway. I think Vincent Arthur might be taking a peek here as he's starting to reel in Jacob Malone. Look at the separation these two have from the rest of the field. A second and a half before we can find Dylan Banks, and there's already a battle going behind him as Everett Couch has dropped from 3rd and now is sitting 5th and may be rolling backwards as the Coast Guard machine is now getting the red and white stripe along the side of that car.
Yeah, I do see he's kind of got the wobbles a little bit. Not quite sure why. I just watch the way he's maintaining his lane presence, and it's a little shaky.
Well, tires settling in as the track begins to rubber up. We're starting to notice a lot of different changes that the drivers are having to do. With this being a fixed setup league, no options or no changes can be made to these vehicles as they get in the pit road. So it's not like they can adjust. They have to adjust. And I would say that's probably the good part about an open setup league. But man, oh man, you get guys who just buy setups and blow past you and everything else. So it is what it is. Right now, Jacob Malone still hanging in there. Right now, that is Vincent Arthur sitting behind him here. And I'm looking to see if Jacob Malone is doing anything different for Vincent Arthur. Check how he's riding that top line. And that's almost what you see in real life. The guys drop low heading into the turn, ride high, middle of 1 and 2, and drop again low in turn number 2. Here we go. We're looking up the side. And that is not going to be able to be a completed pass here as the quarter cable machine of Jacob Malone is out front and is trying to get away here.
Yeah, I thought Vincent Arthur was going to be coming in pretty hot and heavy there, but he managed to hold him off.
All right, remember, Jake Christenberry is into the next round of the playoffs. He's currently sitting 9th, under fire there by Cody Smith just for a while, but Smith is actually starting his roll backwards, unfortunately. Let's check in on Everett Coutts again. Remember how we saw him making contact with the wall? Looks like he's to the inside of Kyle Rochelle. Rochelle in the 27 late Apex Racing Chevrolet is still holding true to 4th. That's only one position gained, but still, as we're looking at, guys about mid-pack have almost flipped, and the top 10 is struggling to find guys to pass. All right, let's check in on our leaders here, as I think Vincent Arthur's finally got a line on him here. Right now, staying to the outside, Jacob Malone opening a good set of match tires, is going to hold it, and he loses a little bit of grip.
Ooh.
Well, give it to Jacob Malone here. Watch what he gets ready to do. Turn 1 has to check up. So he's going to lose a lot of speed. Malone a little nervous about staying in the gas, and I give it to him. Really, you don't want to spin out one of their best drivers out here, including yourself.
Yeah, I could not believe the cut he made behind him. He was so close. I think they needed a little Vaseline there.
Yep. Very good job there by Jacob Malone, showing a veteran, more of a veteran status than the rookie status that he is this season. So now he's going to be playing chase with Vincent Arthur 30 laps into this race. And right now our top 3 resuming back to the positions they originally qualified in. Let's check back in on Kralik, who's holding in 8th, and Stella Brady Moats still sitting in pit for 12 minutes.
Oh.
Yep, Adam Kulikowski unable to return here. And I don't know if Kulikowski's going to make it on to the next round. Driver a lap down, though, is going to be Cody Eldred. Right now, Eldred seems to be a bit off pace here. Sitting down, I think he had to come down into pit on lap 22.
Ah, okay. Was he involved in anything? I mean...
Not that I know of. The 15 machine was not involved in anything I know of.
Okay, yeah, we didn't have anything.
Oh, we got somebody spinning out Ryan Patty.
Oh. Patty's been having trouble. He was 14 places back. I'm not quite sure. I mean, he's had the fastest run here, and now he's 20 places behind where he started. Something has been, I don't know if loose or tight or any of that, but he has not been able to hold that car.
No, not at all. Not at all. So we'll see if I can find something what happens to Ryan Patty here. As Patty had been on the roll backwards for quite some time. Let's check back in on Kevin Balmer and when these two were going at it.
And Daniel
There's
Honeycutt.
the contact.
Oh. Yeah, we've got 2 cars back here that are at least one of them's in pieces.
Let's see, 92. Whoop. Look like 92 may have bumped up. This does not cause a caution, though.
That is
Off
unusual.
the racing surface is what they're going to call it.
Wow. Okay. I still see lanes. I call that. Was it below the yellow line? Or just kind
The
of
top
on the
3
edge?
seams is racing surface.
Ah, there we go. Okay. Mm.
Who is
Jeez,
that
those
that
two.
takes a hard shot into the wall?
The two down here, yeah, took up Daniel Honeycutt, number 46.
Yeah, that may have been who it was. Take another look at it here. Daniel Honeycutt's area. Oh, he gets pushed from behind. You see he didn't turn. He was slowing down and they got rammed forward. That's his steering.
Oh. Yep. He's broke.
All right, that puts us back on lap number 36. As we see Ryan Patty's actually able to survive.
He did. We had a couple other takers. Let's see, Cody Height actually went down on lap 34 there. Got a little.
Yep.
What did we get?
Currently
Oh,
visiting
looks like-
pit, Malone Bird, Cody Smith, Jake Christenberry, Cameron Thompson. Drivers coming down pit road. Yep, Dylan Dunford,
Conover.
Josh Conover working their way down now. And I'm looking to see who's into the lead. Dylan Banks, Everett Couts, and Kyle Rochelle.
Yes.
Now, looked like there was some contact there with the 92 of Corey Harville. That's what ended up getting that fiasco started in the back. Some guys' nights are going to be ruined from this, but it is what it is, man. They just got to figure out how to keep it going here. There's a driver we haven't talked about at all, Spencer Burton. Spencer Burton running the Marines machine.
I'd like to see the services represented out here.
Yes. Awesome job. All right, Stella, if you would have a conversation with Flatline Motorsports,
Okay.
ask the guys down there the significance of the paint schemes here tonight.
Will do.
That would be awesome. We'll see what's going on as she checks in with them. Dylan Banks, Dalton Tucker here getting lap number 40 underway. We're taking a look at Dalton Tucker. He's up 22 in his Chevrolet. Now, best time for Dalton here is with a 29.36. His last run was a 30.14. Not that bad of a fall off here. He hasn't lost a complete second on these laps he's been running out there. So if I were him, I would continue to stay out. I'd enjoy seeing exactly what they're doing. Vincent Arthur, though, who is a lap down now, is sitting 9th. Actually starting to run some of his quicker times. 29.42 out there was his last lap time, only 0.2 slower than his best time here tonight. And we'll see how that helps him out here, as he's going to be able to get a little bit of draft there from what appears to be Kevin Gunther, I believe, in front of him in the number 55 Toyota. Now, Gunther, I believe, is the driver who got into the back of Gillis to start the first spin out there. And keep that still on a roll. See how they're going to hang out there. Right now, Nightmare Motorsports out there. Stella has rotated down to them now, checking to see what's going on. Yeah, Jay out there is even saying out. So yeah, that was a hard hit to the wall. Now, I gotta admit, that's a bit of a backbreaker for some of the guys out here who've been dealing with a boatload of trouble and trying not to get obliterated out there. But this is Darlington, and so early into the race and getting smoked out like that is kind of a bummer. Stella, talk to me here. What's up with the paint schemes?
Absolutely, like, why not? We're honoring the vets today. They just decided to.
Excellent.
Yes, I thought so. That's what I told him, too.
All right, Stella. We see these guys continue rolling around. Right now, Kevin Gunther's on his way down pit road. Banks still holding out, though. 30.53 last lap time, so he is about 8/10 slower than his best time. Is it enough to come down into pit? Some said yes. Drivers like Tom Senchak said no, but he's now saying yes. Somebody changed his mind.
And Dalton Tucker.
Yep, and Dalton Tucker as well. So a few drivers are going to be able to get some of their laps back here very quickly. And they've got to really hurry up. That does leave us with only our top 6 still on the lead lap. And I assure you, we end up with a caution now. That's going to really mess some things up, but our leaders still need to pit. And speaking of which, there he is, Dylan Banks coming on down. Kevin Balmer looks like he is not interested in coming down at all. He still remains on the top, and he's going to get a lead lap here. Goes ahead and completes lap number 45, keeping the charge out there. Drivers like Ryan Patty and Nick Geilis actually came down on lap number 12, so they will be able to extend their pit stops. So I like seeing a little bit of strategy out there, Stella.
Yeah, I believe we've seen Kevin Bulmer try this before. And he was always on the off-pit cycle. There we go. He's coming in now. And it worked out very well until the very end when they had like a very late caution and everything just blew up in his face.
Yep. Well, that's all it takes is one caution and unexpected, and all your strategy goes out the window.
Yeah.
All right, we stay out here on the track. Josh Conover's now up to 6th. He's one of our drivers that came in on lap 36. Right now, with Patty and Geilis pit, that's going to move Josh Conover up to the 4th position. But Patty and Geilis still have quite some time before they are going to need to pit. We've seen that you are able to go on a full tank of fuel. About 44 laps out there is what we're seeing. Dalton Tucker and Tom Senchak, even longer for others, 46. But Baumler is paying for it as he sets down 23rd. Dylan Banks paying for it as he almost stayed out just as long. 45 laps has dropped him down to 22nd.
Ouch.
Yeah, so hateful how far back he's going. Right now, this is Josh Conover working his way around Jake Christenberry. And that'll move him up into the so-called 3rd spot, but it's 5th currently. The only reason I'm causing some of those places out there is they are oddly off pit cycle here. And right now, Vincent Arthur is out by a mile. Over top of Jacob Malone there, 4.5 seconds. And right now, Jacob Malone has got to figure out how to manage those tires. If Jacob Malone can manage the tires and work his way up to the front, he may need some help back there from Josh Conover, who's getting close to him. And Jake Christenberry, Aaron Krolick, Everett Couch, Kyle Rochelle, Ryan Bird round out our top 10. Closest driver who's below the cutoff line is Blake Hoppy. We've seen the aggressive moves he's been making. But Hoppy came in on lap 37. And it just goes to show you how close a top 10 driver pitting 2 laps later can knock you down about 7 positions.
That's a lot to make up on this track.
Yeah, 100%. And the whole thing, my biggest concern now is who decides to sit back and try to lengthen another one of these pit stops. Or how do you not pit too often and even lose even more places? So the pit strategy comes in huge here at Darlington. And that's exactly what you want to see. Is this is a lot about speed. This is a lot about on the driver, because obviously endurance is going to be a big one here, as we are lap 52 out of 220, and we are racing to stage number 69. I would say after the second stage at 138, that's going to be the brawl all the way to the end. And I'm telling you, I think a bunch of guys are going to be plumb wore out by the end of this one.
Yeah, boy, he's not exactly gaining very much there on Arthur, is he? All right, but we have several guys putting up their best times. They don't want to stay there in the back for very long.
No.
Like
Well.
Spencer Burton, Kevin Gunther, Dylan Banks even.
Yeah. Well, the fresher tires is assisting them at the moment. Kevin Gunther nailing down a 29.67 out there, 0.3 slower than his fastest time. But it shows Gunther has pit twice here tonight. I would just wonder if you've got enough tires when you do make it to the end. If we're taking 2 tires, 2 sets in the first stage, 2 sets in the second stage. That would definitely leave you at least 4 more in the pit for the final stages. But, yeah, like I was saying, you don't want to pit too early and get around that. Now, I do want to say, Vincent Arthur being on a roll here has passed Nick Gillis to put himself into the second position. And Gillis came down on lap 12. It looks like Ryan Patty, yep, he's going to be pitting now. Turning along. So now Arthur and Jacob Malone out in front. Malone down by 4.7 seconds here.
No, almost 5 seconds. Yeah, Nick Gillis went in with Ryan Patty. We'll see where they end up coming back out.
Yeah, I think there may be a few laps down here, and that may that's really going to hurt them. Sitting in pit, still sitting there. There's the lap down. Looks like Patty's working his way on out now. Patty did take a short pit though, unlike Nick Gillis. Gillis took 4 tires and fuel. Patty trying to get back out there before the bleeding continues.
He had short pit on the previous visit.
Check out Everett Couts here.
Yeehaw.
Battle for 5th. Kristen Berry's going to hold that outside line. Oh, Kristen Berry. Kristen Berry. Look out. Right now, great wreck avoidance there by Kyle Rochelle.
Wow.
Yep, almost got involved in one. I'm sure right now Everett Couts is kind of pointing and laughing on that one. Kristen Berry's on the radio telling him, hey man, you pinched me.
Ooh.
There was nowhere for me to go.
What just happened back there? That was a very abrupt move, we'll say.
Yep, well, the number 15 of Cody Eldred in the Space Force machine. He's currently sitting 27th, gets a little, ended up getting a little bit loose there on the exit 2. Stella Conover's getting ready to catch Malone here. That'll be for the battle for second. As it is underway as we speak. Conover trying to take a couple peeks of where he can go here.
Yeah, but the 2 of them are actually, I don't know if they're going slower or Arthur's going faster, but that gap sure is getting bigger.
Yep. Well, Malone came in on 35. Arthur and Conover came in on 36. And I would assume that Vincent Arthur is not dealing with any lap traffic out there either. Nice fresh air out front. You would think Jacob Malone would have the same opportunity here. Ooh. We're sitting shotgun here with Josh Conover. Oop, there's a nudge to the wall. Conover earns a strike.
No.
Yeah, right now Malone is trying to drive the tires off this thing. Isn't having any luck. It seems to continuously keep losing time here. As Vincent Arthur's all by himself. Almost 6 seconds in front of the rest of the field here with 7 laps left before the stage.
Yeah, goodness, I was all into the race. I forgot all about the stage coming up. Which will at least bring everybody back together.
Yep.
Give them an extra. Sorry.
Yeah, you're fine. I'm just taking a look. Right now, that's Vincent Arthur, and then as we pan our camera, there's Jacob Malone. Yep. Way back there. Still playing chase here. is Jacob Malone and Josh Conover. They may be starting to take a few notes here about what in the world just happened.
Yeah, well, maybe if Kralik, tucks up in there, they can make up some time.
Possibly. I know Kralik has been having some trouble getting around. Driver who came down into pit a lot later, lap 55 is when we saw Ryan Patty rejoin into pit. So right now his tires are about 15 to 20 laps fresher than everybody else out here.
Yeah, and he is.
Yeah, Ryan Patty's on a tear. Right now he's going to want to get up to the front. There's Patty giving a nudge to the backside of Conover.
Ooh.
Yep, I almost sent it 3 wide here. And watch the 56 Doritos machine. He's going to send it into turn 3. Dropping down to the bottom. Malone rotates to the top. 56 on a round, and he's gone.
That was an understatement. My heavens. Like they were standing still.
Yep. All right, let's rotate back to where I see, I believe that is Everett Couts looking like he's getting into the side of the 23. Dalton Tucker earns his stripe. And see if the 23 tries to retaliate.
Oh, no.
Yep, let's check in on our second place. Oh, Conover.
He has made the pass.
Yep. 3 laps before we head to stage now. Conover gets out front. Malone, Couts moving up. Gets around Aaron Kralik. All right, now Couts seems to have saved his tires up enough. He's pit on lap 37.
That should help.
Couts started 4th in this race. He's looking to charge forward and put his Chevrolet into 3rd as Jacob Malone will be next on his list. Dalton Tucker sending it in. Whoa! Right there at the door. Jacob Malone getting full of it.
Oh, wow.
Right now, here we are to the side. Not a bad paint scheme. There's a bump. How about again? Look how close these guys are getting.
Gee whiz, he might as well be, what is that, AT&T? Reach out and text someone.
Yeah. Right now, that not being able to complete that pass has allowed Dalton Tucker to slice underneath. Everett Couts is going to get caught up near the wall and gets nailed.
No. Oh, hold it. I think he might have kept it off the wall.
Yeah, trying to find Couts now. There he is. Dropped only down to 6th.
Okay. Wow. Because that back quarter panel was heading in.
Yeah. Didn't look good. Let's take another look at it. All right, stage is complete. I want to take another look here at Everett Couts. Getting sideways on this one. Ricochet off the wall. There's the catch. Whoa, yeah.
Excellent.
Gotta love it, especially in a next-gen car. You know those things are nasty for whipping around. So Vincent Arthur almost puts on a clinic here out front.
Yep, so he should be getting those stage points. And we are under caution, second of the night.
Yep. Ryan Patty is still a lap down, though. I knew he was fighting to get up to the front, but remember, he only took 2 tires. Ryan Patty may be looking to stay out, see if he can get back on the lead lap here.
Do we have a mass exodus into pit?
Of course. Of course. It is absolute suicide not to pit at this current time. So the charge will be led by Vincent Arthur. Josh Conover way up here. Starting this race. Remember, he was starting in the back 4 or 5 positions.
Yes. And I am not sure why. I do not see him with a penalty or anything like that. Why he was starting so far back. Unless he had a snag on his qualifying laps.
Yeah, well, last time I thought we talked to Josh Conover. He said his confidence level was trash here. but he said it takes him forever to figure out the track, and then once he figures it out, he can move along. Right now, seeing how fast he's moving up there, currently sitting third. Right now, this is awesome because that's 23 positions gained here on the night before the choose cone. And we're gonna see these guys go at it again. Josh Conover may have figured it out a little faster than normal this time. Let's see if Ryan Patty, I think Ryan Patty's actually coming down in the pits. May have been telling him that a few people needed to be passed before he heads down in the pit. So a little shuffle up there by Ryan Patty. He's going to be heading down for tires and fuel. Matthew George, Zach Hollinger, and looks like Dylan Dunford joining down here as well. So looks like Dylan Dunford out there racing the U.S. Army machine.
Nice paint scheme.
Alrighty, choose cone underway. And here comes the mix-ups.
Oh no. As long as gee whiz.
I know, some of it almost looks like target fixation. You see they're normal and then all of a sudden they head straight for it.
I don't know what it is. I mean, look, see that person way over there? They know how to get around the car.
Well, that's because no matter what, he's not interested in making a different lane
choice.
There.
Yeah.
I think that's Cody Eldred coming back down. I'm wondering if he's got some damage to the right front of that car. See if I can get some drone footage out there. Yep, a little separation between the hood and the fender and the bumper.
Do you think he'll pop in, get a little aerodynamic help?
Yep. I'll go out there and hammer it down a little bit. Here's Joey Stats in the 96 Ford. Checking out there, I believe. He should be lined up with Beer Money Racing, but he is opting not to be with Mr. Malone here tonight.
I thought he was like the owner for Beer Money. Nope.
Yes, but currently he is sitting in flatline, so I'm not quite 100% sure what's going on here.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we do have a couple drivers that are out at this point, I believe.
All right, we'll get to it here in just a second there, Stellas. We are back under green. Here comes Jacob Malone here to the outside. Wow! Blows right past Josh Conover, not wasting any time as he sees Vincent Arthur starting to become a speck, and he's trying to reel him in. Definitely puts the vacuum on him here as we are back under caution. Excellent job by Jacob Malone to get back out there. As Blake Hoppy, one of our drivers who needs a solid finish here tonight, is our first driver around. I see somebody's bumper's been donated out there to the track. Hoping that's not Cody Smith's. It is not. See, Joey Stats is currently sitting in 21st. Nick Guylas sitting here in 20th. So we definitely had a tumble up here in the back. Let's take a look. Blake Hoppy here. Just getting started. And we dropped off the racing surface. Somebody dropped off, and I think, if I'm not mistaken, that was Cody Height in the 84.
And that was Senchek, I think's bumper.
All right, we'll take another look at it here. I was nervous we had something broken. Take a look at the angle. Now, below that dashed line is off the racing surface, and what it does is it flattens the car out. He can do that, but once he comes back up, it bobs, and I'm wondering if that aerodynamic kind of tripped the 91 up. Because you saw as soon as he came back in front of him, that front end swerved around. Like I said, I'm not pointing and saying it was his fault, but the 91 was not expecting that at all.
Yeah, looked like he took a definite bucking bronco ride there.
Yeah, we'll see it again here. Notice how the air's off the nose and back on it. Boop.
Yes, a couple of the fellows in front of him weren't doing so hot either, but great wreck avoidance by everyone else.
Yeah,
Like
I gotta
you say,
admit, Harville did a great job there. I do want to
Nobody
sit
got
in
that-
cockpit with him, though.
Target fixation, like you were talking about.
Boy, and the glare.
Yeehaw!
You see the glare before it's covered up by the Earnhardt towers there. Caught him right as he was spinning sideways.
Yeah. Yeah, and you could see the two cars side by side in his rearview mirror as they were connecting. Looks like, yeah, Tom Senchak had an extended time in the pit. Must have got that bumper put back on. Same with Ryan Patty. He was down there for 39 seconds.
Well, this should be Ryan Patty pitting. Don't think he was fixing any damage. I was going to say, I thought I might have had why he was coming down in the pit, but he did pit earlier in that stage caution. Or later in the stage caution than everybody else.
Yeah, he just came in on 75.
Waiting to see if Hoppy is able to return here. He should be able to. There was no contact with the wall out there. So we're waiting to see if Hoppy is able to return. Not quite sure what's going on here. Car care center is open. Nobody in it. There he goes. I'd be trying to fix some of that right front damage that we see here on Blake Hoppy.
Yeah, he is a tad askew.
Alrighty. I think John Talon's trying to get Tyler into the scheme here a little bit. Talk about the Jerry Mayfield paint scheme he's running. The Mobile 1 machine. See if we can get him a little camera time here. His choose cone has already been done. Getting back
Does it
underway
have
here in
the-
just a moment.
Does it have the Pegasus? Oh, yes. Very nice.
Yes, it does. All right, pace truck lights are out. Vincent Arthur needing to get a good start here. Jacob Malone will be opting to start third again. As he'll be next to Dalton Tucker. Ready for the green flag.
Behind. Okay.
Fantastic. This is almost exactly the seats I sit in. All right, here we go.
Yeah, pretty good seats.
Yep, I'll say. Jacob Malone does sling up to second, though. Keep going. Josh Conover sits third. Dalton Tucker and now Everett Counts are going to go at it. Dalton Tucker gets marched out, though, as it looks like Ryan Bird slices around the outside. Jake Christenberry moving to the inside of the 27. We do rotate back as guys already start single filing out here to try to think about longevity. 27 into him. Kyle Rochelle not happy about the 93 squeezing him up into the wall here. As Jake Christenberry watching Dylan Banks getting ready to slide on around. Christenberry looks like he's got his brakes still on, and he is rolling backwards.
Oh, no.
Yep.
Oh.
Right now, Christenberry not looking good here as Tyler DeTalon will be next. 29 machine to the outside. Corey Harville moving on through. Now all the Toyotas bunch up again. That's broken up by Cameron Thompson, his Chevrolet, or otherwise we'd have 11th through 17th.
No kidding.
All Toyotas.
That's unusual. Very unusual, but then again, there's not one single one in the top 10.
Yeah, but look how Tyler DeTalon is driving here. Whoop! A little slip up there. DeTalon is trying to hang on. He's cycling of the tires here. May have tripped him up just a hair. Good turn 3 and 4. Let's check his exit. Excellent. Yeah, great job here so far by Tyler DeTalent. Looks like he's having the same struggle everybody else is battling here for that position out there on the track, coming out of 2. Let's him give that wiggle right there. Whoop. And that's what's costing some of these guys. Ooh, and the world's sliding down there to the bottom. I thought that was Nick Geilis in the 3.
It is.
Yeah, right now he's sitting way low on the track. I guess he's got the Navy submarine in his mind.
Ah,
As he's staying
cute.
down toward the bottom. Who's scraping across the wall? Tom Senchak. He's going to make the pass. That moves him to 19th. Following behind, Blake Hoppy now 21st. After that slip up earlier. Wait to see if anybody else having any trouble. I see a little issue here around the Matthew George area. Right now, if I'm not mistaken, the 88 machine out there of Zach Hollinger is having some trouble. He's slipping all over the track. All right, let's rotate up back to Banks here in just a moment, as I think Dylan Banks is under fire by the Black Rifle Coffee Machine. Great job here, Stella. Notice how we are all single file out there on the track. No one's taking any chances as we are getting deep into this stage. We stopped at lap 69. Caution was back on lap 74. Back under green about lap 79. We've been green since. Next time we'll see a scheduled caution is at lap 138. Arthur out in front of Malone, but Malone trying to hold on as the Wake Up Narcolepsy Chevrolet leads another race here in the National Oval Racing Association. These guys are doing a great job. Vincent Arthur is definitely showing he is a force to be reckoned with.
This is the best showing right now since this last green flag that Malone has made. He was 0.29, 0.30 behind him, and but was still running faster laps. And now he was within a 12th. I'm not quite sure. Is it the 1 and 2 he has trouble with, and then the 3 and 4 he's better at, and they kind of sit there and slinky?
Yeah, they do struggle just a bit. It does show Malone has a little bit of an upper hand through 3 and 4, but fades off between 1 and 2. He's almost a tenth slower, but not that time.
Yes.
They are matching times as we speak currently. So right now, I would say Malone, what he needs to do is figure out how to save these tires the way Vincent Arthur is. He can maybe get up close. He can hang on. Remember, he led the race at the beginning part, but then Vincent Arthur kind of waited out. Malone's tires fell off, and then Vincent Arthur never looked back.
Yeah. Yeah,
and
he would have got
I would say if Malone needs to pit, he needs to come in the identical time that Vincent Arthur does.
Yeah, no dilly-dallying.
Yeah, I would risk an All About Barrels award to make sure I pit in time than to let something like that get away. But Jacob Malone, let's sit on top of that car. He has been getting insanely close. Less than a tenth behind him. Yeah, and you can hear actually Jacob Malone have to let off the gas. Turn there. Right now, Jacob Malone might have him here. Right now, Jacob Malone is starting to pick up the pace. Great job through that last turn. He picks up some much-needed room there on Vincent Arthur, but Arthur almost looks like he's cruising here. So if Malone is having to push it to catch up, I'm probably saying he may be doomed later in this stage. So we found the lucky number was about lap 34. Before these guys needed to pit.
Yeah, you were saying they could get 44 laps on fuel. You're
Yes.
saying 34 on the tires?
34 on the tires. Well, you start weighing your options, how much your fall off is.
Okay. Yeah, take a look back at Cody Height. He is right back where he started in 12th, but he seems to be getting really posy in in here with I think it's Corey Harville in front of him, 92.
Yep, but take a look who's on the inside.
Oh,
56
heavens.
of
Here comes-
Ryan Patty. Lead lap and now charging back forward. Remember, he did some short pitting, 40 seconds in the box.
Nice.
On lap 75 is when he came in, so he has been all the way toward the back, around the Tom Senchak area, which was 20th. He's now up to 12th. Whoa.
Now,
Bop off
that
the
was
wall there.
definitely off the surface. I could see the car get flattened out, like you were saying.
Yep. Right now, it looks like Malone's magnet is starting to wear out. May have to figure out what Vincent Arthur's doing, is now Malone is starting to get a larger and larger gap in front of him here. Let's check in on Josh Conover. Conover may be starting to reel in Jacob Malone here at the moment. Yes, he is. Here he comes. All right, now Josh Conover, his last lap time was almost identical to the two gentlemen in front of him and the one behind of Everett Counts. So these guys are almost at a stalemate out here on their last lap times. Take a look.
Nice. 1 through 5 are almost identical.
Yeah, I would say Counts is going to want to come into play here as well. Counts doesn't want to burn off his tires too soon. I would say this probably would be the hot ticket time to get going. Spend 10 laps trying to drive the tires off this thing, and then come in and pit. All right, Stella, before we got back under green, you were talking to us about drivers that have retired here for the race.
Yes. We have a couple of them that are out. Honeycutt, Kulikowski, and Moats went ahead and called it an evening.
Moats did send it back to the front. After about 15 minutes, Moats was done in the pits. Kulikowski was never able to return. Actually, he was. I think he made another lap and a half, and that was it. Daniel Honeycutt making it to about lap 37. Zach Hollinger just made it to lap 85 and checked out.
Oh, really? Okay. But Spencer Burton is still working on it. He's several laps down, but he is still trucking.
Yep. Needs to complete about 3 more laps and move him up one position over Zach Hollinger. Suffering some issues out there on the track. Showing Spencer Burton had some trouble back on lap 79. Kind of hoopla out there on lap 79. He did have to come down in the pit for 7 minutes of damage repair. If I'm not mistaken, we are taking a look at the number 10 now. He is working his way down in the pits.
He is all kind of wrecked up there in front.
Yeah. We take a look here. Vincent Arthur stretching out the legs now. Half a second over top of Malone. I think Josh Conover sees weakness here. He's going to shoot to the inside. Great job by Malone here, fending him off. Can he stay out in front? Whoa, Counts almost collects him there. Counts into the wall.
Oh.
Well, it was a hard shot. Jacob Malone backed up that turn. Counts had to let off. And that's what happens when you get out of sync.
Huh.
Counts eats the wall.
Is that one of those where you say the wall sucks you in?
Almost. Well, it looked like
Okay.
as he had let off, you want to use the gas to help propel you around the turn and kind of keep you in that lane. As soon as you let off, he ended up with more steering than he needed.
Oh.
It started pulling down on him too fast. He gets back on the gas and it snaps to the right.
Oh.
So yeah, he's Couch, unfortunately dealing some damage here to the track. Looks like his car's in not too bad of shape though.
We'd have to drone on that right side. We definitely made it several chunky contacts.
Get on the other side of the fence. It looks like we're in. Yeah, there's a little scrape, but we don't have any body panels bent.
Nice. All right.
So.
See? Coast Guard tough.
Yep. Stella, right now,
I'm seeing people come in the pits.
Vincent Arthur, we may call this the grip hack, as he is out there and now out in front by almost 1.7 seconds over top of Josh Conover. Jacob Malone is throwing in the towel. He's going to come in and pit.
Yes.
But this is a lot of what happened last time. So if Jacob Malone comes in and pits, Vincent Arthur may be coming in and visiting pit this time around. Because that's all that happened last time. As Vincent Arthur came in and pit one lap later and was able to blow the doors off the rest of the field here. Josh Conover deciding not to pit. He'll have a lead lap here tonight.
All right.
So Vincent Arthur not joined by too many drivers. Corey Harville and Tyler DeTalent, they're working their way down into pit. We'll see how it fares for them. As we get back into our in-crowd cam. See how we look down on everybody down there in the pits. Pit road starting to heat up as Everett Couts is working his way on down. Cody Height working his way on down.
Yeah, but we still have 1 through 8 who have not.
Yeah, kind of a gutsy call here. I would probably say it's going to heat up like a soup kitchen here. Everybody else is getting ready to pile in here very quickly. And seeing that Conover does not seem to be sharing the same idea everybody else is.
Man, Dylan Banks just went flying through there.
Yeah, Banks still turns. Starting to really roll on here, up to 4th. Right now, it's Chevrolet's in the top 4. Kevin Baumler as sitting 5th in his Toyota. Joey Stats in the 96 Ford.
And then a sea of Chevys behind him, all the way to 13th.
Checking in on Tom Senchak. Tom may have donated a bumper, but looks like he has regained it. Check out Vincent Arthur already. Sitting 9th. He's a lap down, though. And right now, he'll be out in front of Malone again. This time by 6 seconds. Oh! Man, we just moved to Jacob Malone slicing around Matthew George. George apparently was getting ready to come down into pit. And Malone may have missed that signal.
My heavens. Let's not do that again.
Yeah. Well, right now, Stella, Jacob Malone took 4 tires and fuel. Vincent Arthur had a 10.72. I'm wondering if Vincent Arthur's not taking a set of left sides out there.
Just to get a couple extra seconds out of it, huh?
Yep.
All right, well.
He knows he's punishing one side, and that's obviously the rights. But man, I mean, as a driver out there on the track, and you're kind of weighing your options back and forth as we reach the halfway point of this race, how in the world do you combat other guys' pit strategies?
I can't even comprehend because right now, I mean, like Josh Conover and Dylan Banks are now coming in, but we still have people out there who haven't been in since lap 70 and 75.
Yeah, Ballmer being one of them and Tom Senchak being the other. And the nutrient machine. And I think that's just kind of what offsets it. You know, you think Jacob Malone coming down saying, you know what, we're getting slower. It's time to come into pit. Let's go ahead and do it. He comes down into pit, and then Vincent Arthur returns into pit. One lap later, you can't stop him from doing that. And now we're once again 6 seconds in the hole. I mean, Josh Conover with an 11.5 pit stop time. Another driver who's short pitting is now Cody Height in the 84 Chevrolet. That slings him up to now 6th or 7th. So there's already a lot of short pitting out there, and guys trying to figure out how to make up a little more time. But Conover may be trying to switch this up a little bit. Stays out there a little longer, only takes a set of right side tires and gets back out there, and is still able to maintain an 8th position spot. As the guys who were out there before, like who was it last round?
Baumler again.
No, I thought it was Hoppy. I thought Hoppy and Guileless hung out.
They did come down together, I remember.
Yes, I thought on lap 12, and then they went out there and then they suffered major loss just due to the pit strategy. It just wasn't working. So I think that would be the only thing that I would be fearful of. Is that's what Josh Conover's done, has been able to stay out there longer, but he sacrifices some pit stop time so he doesn't lose any more ground on the track. So, can his left side tires hang out here as lap 115 is underway?
You only need to get to 138.
Right. So 20 more laps on the left side tires, set of fresh ones on the right. Conover's fastest time out there with a 29.11. Currently, he's running 29.35. I'll take it. Tom Senchak's last time was a 31.46.
Oh.
Yeah, right now he is 2 seconds slower than his fastest time. Right now, Tom Senchak has got to throw in the towel. He's got to come down. There
You figure both of them.
Bopped around out there by the number 41 of Cameron Thompson. Thompson is not interested in going another lap down here. Right now, I'm sure we're going to see Ballmer working his way on down. Yes, he is. Senchak should be doing the same here.
Pretty darn high for coming in.
Yeah, he's going to kind of scoop down the Vincent Arthur line.
Don't speed, don't speed.
Oh, man, he's got to lock him up.
Speed.
All right, so who's that put in the lead? That's going to put Vincent Arthur here in the lead.
Number 24.
Yep, out in front by 5 seconds over top of Jacob Malone.
My goodness.
And that is almost exactly what separated these two in pit road. 10.72 for Vincent Arthur, 15.15 for Jacob Malone.
That's wild.
Yep. But Malone with those fresh left side tires may help him out here as he gains 0.3 just exiting turn 2.
All right.
So, but is Malone, is it short and sweet here? Could this be the short run speed to his advantage? That's going to be the big call here. Right now I'm looking to see Cody Smith said he had a little bit of a problem out there. Looking to see if the number 20 machine, what has happened. I think Cody Smith has checked out for the night. He is our next driver down.
Oh, no.
Yeah, which is really unfortunate. 25th spot is where he's currently sitting. You were talking about Spencer Burton still out there turning some laps. Hasn't turned one since lap 82. He's been down the pits for the last 10 minutes now. Currently sitting 27th. Gisela, the lady in black, is starting to really come out there and attack some of these guys, and they are falling off. Jacob Malone not falling off as bad, only 4 seconds behind Vincent Arthur now. And we'll see if that pays off for the short pitting that actually took place out there. Everett Couts didn't take any gambles out there until we reach all the way back to Cody Height. So 2nd through 5th has 4 tires and fuel.
All right.
Yep, Height and Conover sit 6th and 7th on their short pit. And then everybody else until you find Kevin Gunther's Toyota. He came in on a 10.25, but caution.
No. See, and then that just, it doesn't matter what you just had planned. Everybody's changes places again anyway.
Yep, yellow flag is out, showing possibly Corey Harville here. Ouch. That's on the exit of 4. Uh-oh.
Whew.
What in the world happened? Let's see if we can see a few seconds before. All right, we gotta get a better angle of that. That's terrible.
Yeah, and up
Come on,
in the
producer,
top,
wake up.
those two fellas just crunched into each other too. Oh, clink.
Well, 92 is having a good race here.
Yeah.
And it looks like that's going to be coming to an end. Let's see if we can get a better angle of who catches him here. 55. Alrighty. Well, the 55 here of Kevin Gunther ends up getting obliterated. And taking out the 92. I think what gets me is he stalls out in the middle of the track. And the guys almost sling around him. All right, Stella, we've seen pit road get busy. It's busy now.
And it's our leaders.
Yes.
That's everybody was like, well, he took 2, he didn't take 2. Well, now everybody's in there.
Yep, looks like everybody taking 4 now.
Yes.
Now it's going to be how can you slice through the field. As Malone and Vincent Arthur still going to be going at it, though. I'm wondering if these guys are going to come down later.
Yeah, looking at Couch, Patty, Rochelle, and Height all came in on 121 also from that top clump.
All right, looking to see if we have any new visitors. Tom Senchak. He's coming on in.
Made it. Okay.
And Corey Harville, he's coming on down. Other drivers that are coming down as well. Ryan Bird, Nick Gillis, Dylan Dunford, and Cody Eldred. These may be extended pit stops for these guys. I expect to see some of these guys trying to get some of that damage fixed out there. Felt really good during qualifying. Well, they are trying to get that car back to the way it was.
That would be good.
Choose cone.
They're kind of designed to run well. They don't run so well when they look like tinfoils that's been balled up. Oh, my heavens.
Well, a lot of drivers chose that inside line. Vincent Arthur having to change his mind right here at the end.
Yeah, because he was way down there. All right. So that puts him in 6th with Jacob Malone right behind him in 7th.
Right, Jacob Gladelick taking off. Coming back out for the choose cone. Appreciate him doing that for the NORA guys. Vincent Arthur currently sitting outside line, so that may put him about 5th or 6th position. Drivers who did not pit: Dalton Tucker, Dylan Banks, Jake Christenberry, Aaron Krolick, and it looks like Joey Stats did not come down. Close enough was Kevin Ballmer. He's now dropping down to 8th.
Yeah, and other than Cody Aldred, everybody else is on a 121, 122. So we should have a lot of fresh tires, cold tires out there.
No, the thing is, these guys have to make the passes and make them quick. Right now, Vincent Arthur's only seeing a couple of cars in front. He's going to need to sling by here. So we can get an overhead view as they get ready to go, entering the Geico restart zone. And And we are under green. Boom. Look at that inside line take off. Holy cow. Dalton Tucker on the loud pedal quick. Vincent Arthur slices to the bottom immediately.
Yes.
It looks like the inside line, somebody mixed up. Here to the back right now, Jacob Malone's going to be all over him. Right now he needs to make the move. There's the nudge. Jacob Malone to the inside. Malone letting Vincent Arthur know about it here. Oh, wow. Yeah, I guarantee you saw it out of the side of that windshield, the 24 wiggle. Malone chickened out. Well, I don't blame him. Live to fight another day. Remember, Hoppy had a problem back on lap 74. Is now returning back to the top 10, but just for a moment. So far, so good. Take a look at Vincent Arthur working around Jake Christenberry. Christenberry going to try to hold him up here. Jacob Malone is still playing chase. Oh, Christenberry, bad turn here.
Hold yourself. Hold your line.
As these two go at it. Boy, look at that. Christenberry off the side of Jacob Malone. Watch the 56. I think something's about to happen.
Yeah,
yep, here it comes.
This does not look... Woo!
Well, the 56 of Ryan Patty said he wanted top 5 here before the second break. And he might have it, sitting 6th. Aaron Krolick still churning, though. Jacob Malone sitting 4th. Dylan Banks and Dalton Tucker out to a decent lead. It is quickly winding down as our previous leaders here of this race. We're starting to really get on a solid roll here. Let's rotate back to Jake Christenberry. Looks like he's finally running solo.
Okay.
He's got a chance to stay out of there. Josh Conover, who led some laps, now 16th. Remember, he was working on his charge back to the front. Fastest lap of the night.
Arthur.
Yep.
Breaking 29.
Yeah, right now he is smoking out there. The only driver to break 29 seconds with a 28.98.
My goodness.
Trying to see if he can grab a little bit of the aerodynamics there from Dylan Banks. Ryan Patty almost breaks underneath, and so does Jacob Malone. 29.01 by Malone, 29.06 by Ryan Patty. Guys will run their fastest times here as they have 8 laps. Smoke out there on the track.
I think we're good.
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I thought I saw the Army car. May have been our guy. I think it was Dylan Dunford may have had our problem. Looks like he may have tail whipped it out of there. All right, we'll check in on Vincent Arthur. I think he's getting ready to put Banks in the rear view.
Yeah,
Jacob Malone filling in the gap. Now Malone had a huge aerodynamic bubble there, and it works. Malone reeling him in.
Yeah, but Banks just took 3 little pops to the wall.
Yes, he did.
In that pass.
Counts getting around lap traffic. Vincent Arthur looking for Dalton Tucker. Only got to figure out how to make up about half a second here. Jacob Malone has got to be on this loud pedal here, especially with those tires. He wants to be on him. If he can make that pass and come away with a stage win, this could help with his playoffs. Getting a few bonus points out there.
Yeah, Dalton Tucker's still running some nice 29s. Yeah, 29.4. So he's doing pretty well on those 107 tires.
Yeah, no doubt about that. But as you say that, look who just got reeled in. Here it comes.
He's coming.
Oh, into the wall. Into the wall. Look out. And now Malone, wow, look at him rubbing the backside there of Vincent Arthur.
He's
not rubbing him like they're buddies. Boy, look at them battling down the front stretch here. Lap 135 underway. Right now, Malone
Dylan
could
Banks.
use another stage win, and he's had a bunch of them this season.
Banks made a nice little comeback here, being up, in the podium position.
Yep. Yeah, you and I have seen this move quite too often. The Gals Forget out there racing at Darlington actually had to be put under a lot of scrutiny for trying to hail Mellon around 3 and 4. But his tires had actually fried off so bad he had nothing left. And they actually went on the inside. That steering wheel was turned halfway to the left. And it was not turning, so he just gave it everything he had. Right now, Malone needs to conjure up some strength here and get around Vincent Arthur. Is he just going to kind of tuck it here and wait till stage? We'll take a look and see what happened to Dylan Dunford back on lap 128. As the U.S. Army car definitely left some rubber out there on the track.
Eek.
Right now, Stella, it looks like Vincent Arthur. It is all but over for him coming to the line.
Yep.
138. Great job here.
Kind of said that I'm not winning it. I'm just gonna tootle along. All right. Second and last stage.
Yep. Let's go through our top 10. Vincent Arthur, Jacob Malone, Dylan Banks, Ryan Patty, Everett Counts for our top 5. Dalton Tucker went from the lead down to 6th, where Aaron Krolick sits 7th, Cameron Thompson 8th, Kevin Baumler 9th, and Kyle Rochelle sitting in 10th. Right now, if you are questioning a driver who may be teeter-tottering on the edge of making it into the playoffs, Blake Hoppy's 19th.
Okay. Well,
Cool.
Cameron Thompson, currently sitting 15th, to me is in jeopardy. However, he is up 20 and is sitting in 8th. That is a wonderful news for him, too.
Yeah, no kidding. All right, let's see what happens to Dylan Dunford, as I'm sure pit stops are getting ready to be underway. Whoa.
Oh. What?
Yeah, it looked like the 92 also got turned around to Corey Harville.
Ate the wall.
Now, notice this didn't cause a caution.
Yeah. Here.
92
Now what?
getting in the
Somebody
back.
gets into the back of 92, too. Oops. See?
Yeah, I think that may have been Eldred.
Is that our Space Force?
Yes.
Okay.
Trying to see if we can find a better angle here. There we go.
Fly me to the
Oh, net code.
Oh, he didn't.
Net code garbage. Look at that. Clink. Nothing happens.
Oh, that's a shame. All right. Well, all the usual suspects have taken it down to the pits, come back out. We've had only one that has chosen to do fuel and go, and that'd be number 42, Josh Conover. Brings him into 5th place.
Definitely better than sitting down there around 14th to 16th. He's got to do something. Stella, we've got 80 laps left in this race.
We do.
And guys out here have learned a lot over the past 140 laps. Will they learn anything? I mean, what pit strategy can you do to overcome Vincent Arthur here? I mean, obviously a 2-tire stop looked pretty good as well.
Yeah, he was able to do well with that. He was able to do well with no pit stop. He was able to do well with 4 tires. Yeah, I do not have the answer to that. Ooh. Blake Hoppy and Tom Senchak looking at 49 and 50 seconds in the pit. They had. Mm-hmm. All right, pit lights are still on. We should be coming around soon to choose cone car, Mr. Gladelick. Yeah, I think the question here is going to be where does Malone and Arthur line up? I guess across from each other. That would be best. Then we've got Ryan Patty and Conover behind them. So we shall see if there's a shakeup there.
Yeah, I'm excited to get this one kicked back off. Pace truck lights are out. And we'll be getting back underway. Drivers who have checked out for the night: Cody Smith, Zach Hollinger. Looks like Daniel Honeycutt, Adam Kulikowski, Brady Moats. Spencer Burton is still sitting in the pit box for almost 27 minutes now. I don't think we're going to see him return, which is rather unfortunate. Giles Dunford, Cody Eldred, and Corey Harville in the 92 Toyota are laps down here. They could definitely use a slew of caution slinging out to save their night. Let's go ahead and get this one back underway.
Jacob's going to need a start of a lifetime.
And he does. Outside line for Malone. Holding on. Vincent Arthur trying to scramble to get a hold of him now. Oh, off the wall, Ryan Patty. That's causing a tangle up here in the back. I think Cameron Thompson is our guy who's slung way off the track. Is able to return sitting 15th. It looks like everybody recollects, gets going again. Jacob Malone driving the tires off of it. Away he goes. Now he's out by almost a second. Let's get back to the battles here. In the back is Vincent Arthur. Sits second. Dylan Banks third. Couts and Conover are now fourth and fifth. That's who makes up our top five. Dalton Tucker started 18 positions back from his sixth place is where he currently resides. Kyle Rochelle now seventh. Ryan Patty in the Doritos machine. He is struggling as he drops down to eighth. Aaron Trollock and Kristen Berry trying to kill each other out there. And that's just to round out our top 10. Kevin Balmer watching this whole thing happen in front of him. We're looking to see if they can hang on to it there. Oh my gosh.
Oh, speaking of hanging on to it.
Yeah, who was that? I think that was the... Was that the talent?
No. That was red and white car. Back there.
I'm not sure.
Yeah, go back about 4 places.
Unless we're looking at Kevin Gunther.
Might have been. Thought for sure it was red and white.
Oof.
Uh-oh.
Yep, there it is.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
See, the 23 of Dalton is around.
Kristen Berry's in it.
Now, Kristen Berry needs to reverse it or otherwise he's going to get stuck here, and the last thing he wants to do is have to tow.
Oh, something's up with 23. Just got to push. There you go. Come on, teammate. Oh, there went the tow.
Well, looks like Dalton Tucker, that something was broken in the rear.
He was trying to avoid it.
All right, let's see what happens here. Dylan Banks is getting turned here.
Ow.
Looks like by Conover. Conover up. Wow.
Oh, Hags Christenberry was avoiding.
Boy, and I hope that wasn't Hoppy that just hit the 48.
Bright green.
Yep, that was him. All right, let's see what gets Conover. Into Banks here. Shoots down toward the bottom.
Needed to come back up and was running too hot. Oh.
Maybe. We'll see here in a second. Hold on a second. I want to see something. As he heads into the turn.
Yeah.
Does he have the clear? So I'm trying to see if Dylan Banks comes down.
Oh, comes down. We'd have to get more of an overhead chopper kind of view.
Yeah, it's hard to say even there.
Yeah.
Let's see if I can find Conover here. Conover's breaking to the inside.
Right.
Right
Do you
now,
think Banks came down to block? Oh, because Conover never crossed that line on the inside from dark to light. So I would venture to say that would be Banks making an inward cut.
Yeah, it'd be probably safe to say. I do want to see what the inside Dylan Banks' car looks like when this happens. Take a look at the rearview mirror. Watch how fast Conover darts.
Oh, can't even imagine.
Yeah, and Hoppy thought he was getting out of there, but
Yeah.
unfortunately doesn't. So here at Darlington, it gets a little worse before it gets better. Malone was happy with his lead there for the moment. The drivers are working their way back out on the track.
We had a couple that decided to come in while this caution was happening.
Yes. Well, drivers
So,
like Blake Hoppy who had suffered some damage out there.
And Kevin Gunther. Now, of course, we have the Dylan Banks and Josh Conover came in at 148. But most everybody else just kind of hung out, took a break, grabbed a drink.
Well, Conover's also, he's going to be running with a fairly damaged race car here. Banks doesn't seem any worse for the wear, though. Back of the pile. Jacob Malone going to need a good restart there, and he does.
Needs to get Couch to give him a push.
Well, I got to say one thing. Couch is having a hell of a night here so far. Right now, he has been hanging out top 10 all night. Regardless of his pit strategy, it just seems to be working out for him. So he's going to nestle in the third.
It's the paint job.
Yeah. Now take a look right now at Jacob Malone. Fresh air pays off, and away he goes. He's going to try to get some separation from Vincent Arthur, and I would expect him to check up after that rather than to continue to dig.
I don't know. I think I would want to get away from Vincent Arthur just as far as I possibly could.
Yeah, maybe possible. Kevin Baumler is already working his way back. Oop. Kevin Gunther trying to avoid the wall on 4.
Yes.
Goes down and almost makes sure he lets another driver know how much he was avoiding it.
was working on avoiding Cameron Thompson there, too.
Yep. Let's check back here on Hoppy.
Yeehaw.
Looks like Hoppy's going ahead and letting the number 3 of Nick Gillis go on around here. 154 already underway. Lone stretching it out. 4/10 now over top of Vincent Arthur.
Oh. Christenberry called it a night.
Now, Christenberry's been obliterated 5 or 6 times here tonight. He's probably had him enough. So, I don't know if there's anything they could keep doing to that race car out there to make it any better. Boys really zipping around the track there.
Yeah. Yeah, I was just kind of enjoying it.
Yeah. Now, you don't think about how fast these guys are really rolling, though, until you're standing stationary.
Well, and that close, too. You know, when they're up high, it takes away the speed of them being right next to you.
Yep. All right, let's kind of...
I like gopher cam.
Yep. Right now, let's try to narrow our sights down and take a look out there to Aaron Krolick, who's now sitting 6th. Right now, Stella, Mr. Harkins is in the chat.
Yeah, wrong night. Wrong night, wrong league, wrong car.
Well, that's the worst part is Jay was also out there in the chat, and he said he even sent something out with the wrong chat.
Oh, yeah, he was talking to somebody else. He didn't realize there's an edit and remove. But, well, welcome, Bill. This is the last race of our regular season with NORA, and then we go into the playoffs.
Yep, everybody in blue is locked into the playoffs already. Guys in green are in via points, but not guaranteed in. And guys in red are teetering on the edge.
All right.
Stella, we talked a little bit about green, but you were already saying that Brady Moats is locked in, especially with his finish of dead last tonight. Only making 11 laps for Brady Moats.
Yes, I think, honestly, Kyle Rochelle may be in also. So the hot seats are Corey Harville, Cody Height, Cameron Thompson, and Jake Christenberry, and they did not finish well.
No, not at all. And I think that would be the only part that concerns me right now is if you get a driver out there who's still battling for positions out there, and gets higher in the points, they could. Are they close enough that they can slingshot?
I am not sure as to how many points they can claim in each race. So, you know, if they're 3 down below the cutoff line, I don't know if they can take over, 3 up from the cutoff line. I mean, because I'm looking at Christenberry has chosen to take it out. Height is gone, and both of those fellows were on the line. Kulikowski is out. I mean, I'm looking at Blake Hoppy, honestly, seeing if he can make the cutoff with 3 guys above him already being out.
Now, Happy's got to do better in 17th place.
Yes, but
If Hoppy can get a top 10, I think he's got a shot.
Jay, you funny. That's what we're here for, Jay. Always showing you new and better things.
If you even think about last week when you got a driver like Dakota Moniz, I'm not saying it was not the wrong way, an upset, but he was outside. I mean, way outside for the playoffs. Had enough participation, just not enough points, and then won at Daytona, the second to last race, and he's in. Guaranteed. He moves on to the next round. So right now, you know, you've got to be pretty excited if you're Dakota Moniz, but if you can, you know, get drivers, I don't know on the participation amount, if Tyler DeTalent, like right now he's currently sitting in 10th, if he were to come away with a win here, you know, if some giant fiasco were to happen in the front, lapped cars, take out some leaders, and the 29 machine gets a heck of a jump, you know, could he launch in with a win here and come away with it? You know, I don't know. I just kind of I look at a lot of our top drivers and even guys who were locked in are knocked out here tonight at Darlington.
Yeah. Well, in Dakota Moniz's defense, he was in 21st. From what I understand, you have got to be in 30th or above for to be able to do the win and you're in. You're not going to come from 50th and be, you know, a win and you're in at this point.
Right.
So
I knew it also was somewhat based on attendance. You can't show up 4 races out of the year, win one of them, and you're in. It's not going to work.
Right.
So
correct.
Yeah, most of the guys who have won and are in are frequent drivers week in and week out.
Right. But you're saying if Tyler DeTalent wins tonight, he'd be moving on.
Right.
Because he's sitting 25th currently, and he would make it a win and you're in. So get going.
Yeah, unfortunately, I believe he sent me a few messages. I believe he also had a few things going on outside of racing they had to take care of. That's why we're in this situation currently. Tyler DeTalent has been moving up. Throughout the season, he was kind of a back 20 driver. He's been slowly working his way up to just outside the top 10 finisher. So not bad. I mean, he is getting better the more and more he's racing here. I just wish that Tyler DeTalent could have spent more time coming out here and battling for points, and then he would have had it in. But life calls.
Absolutely. Let's take a look at Tom Senchak. He seems to be putting some moves on Kyle Rochelle.
Yep, well, let's take a look. Oh, yeah. Tom Senchak to the bottom, 27 machine. Boy, Senchak. You know, and you almost wish you had the confidence to roll up and get close to somebody without the guy on the outside wiggling and smacking into you. All right, let's take a look. I think we may have a pass here for the lead. Vincent Arthur taking a look to the inside. Here it comes with the run. Jacob Malone wishing we didn't have that caution as the 24 machine getting close. Right now, Jacob Malone, you already see him sliding halfway through the turn, and look at this. This is our top 4 drivers, all within a quarter of a second. Jacob Malone with a gold pull through there, gets out in front of Vincent Arthur. He's got to make the block here.
Wow. Look.
Fights him off.
Look at him go.
Fights him off. Jacob Malone, not bad. How in the world do you go from almost being passed?
I don't know.
To now a 2/10 lead, so Malone opens it up to get out again.
Man, and both of these guys have had fall off. I mean, they're down to almost 2 seconds from where they had their best times. But both Jacob and Vincent have broken that 29-second lap mark.
Yeah. Oh, oop, 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 oop. Better go check back up in the front. I think they're going at it again.
Yep.
Right at the line. Malone still has it, though.
Oh.
Vincent Arthur trying to fade up. Malone squeezed into the wall.
Wow. Oh, all right. Talladega, that might have been the big one. Here at Darlington, Lady in Black's taking care of him.
Yep. Boy, I don't know about that. That definitely cut him off. Malone had nowhere to go but into the wall.
Yeah, I think I would rather, rub on another car that's going relatively the same speed than rub against a wall that's going 0.
Yeah, but you can end up getting caught up in a situation like that. We'll see if Everett Couch decides to shoot around Jacob Malone here.
I think Jacob might have something to say about it.
Yeah, Malone's into the wall, though. Couch down to the bottom. Boy. Talk about fading up at the exact same time. That works out. Couch is now going to have a boatload of Ryan Patty in the back.
Oh, yeah.
Of that race car. Folding up the rear spoiler there. There we go. Sticking the right front. Giving it the old New Jersey pass here.
Oh. Wow.
Trying to get it door to door. As these guys continue smashing across the line here, heading into one. Everett Couch holding on tight. Doritos machine of Ryan Patty in it, and now here we go.
Woo. Held it.
Yeah,
Good.
right now
Next.
I think Malone is getting ready to bring out the bullwhip and start getting these guys. He's about had enough of that.
My goodness. Well, and not just Everett Couch, but Aaron Krolick passed him too, so he's now sitting in 5th.
Yep. Well, Tom Senchak won't be far behind. Senchak here to the inside. And right now, the more Malone is trying to have defend these guys off, the more it's taking a toll on those tires. Had the lead and now off by almost 4 seconds.
Wow. That did not take.
No,
But
Arthur
4
pulling
seconds.
away as these guys were battling back and forth. With Ryan Patty, Everett Couch. That allowed Arthur to drive away with this.
Josh Conover seems to be heading into the pits. I don't know if it's for an off-pit schedule. Yeah, just a splash and go. And back out again.
Blake Hoppy as well.
Interesting.
Yep, lap 175 is when Cody Height came in. Ooh, slow down. Fucking Bronco here.
So most of these fellas had come in the 140s, 139 through 147. So there's your window, like you were saying, about 44 laps.
Yeah, still keeping the charge here. One of our top 5 drivers, Ryan Patty, coming down. Title is the talent. Cameron Thompson, Joey Stats will be following behind. All right, Jacob Malone sitting in the pits. Get those tires on and get back out there.
I think he left a couple laps on the pit lane. There we go. Vincent Arthur following in his footsteps.
Now
Wheel
Tom
step.
Senchak will be in the lead. Ryan Bird at second. Kevin Ballmer. It'll be 1, 2, and 3. Guylis will assume the 4th position. Height, if he can get her on going here, I think Cody Height may be able to get back out there and possibly occupy 5th. Senchak coming on down. So I would say the mix-up that we have here, and really got to weigh your options of how far can you make it on fuel. These guys should be pitting, and that should give them a 40-lap window here. So this may be the final pit stops here of the night. Great slide into pit there, Tom.
I saw that. All right. Wow. Currently, Malone is in 9th. We shall see if he can get a few places back up before we get our laps back.
Well, Vincent Arthur once again short pit. 11.3 second time. And Malone four and go.
Wow. Has he? Yes, he has. I was going to say, has Vincent Arthur changed his left side tires at all tonight? But I do
Yes.
think he did.
Yes, whenever under caution. So right now, Jacob Malone has a tall hill to climb here. He is sitting 2 seconds off the back bumper of Ryan Patty for the next position he's been looking for. Let's check in on Kevin Gunther. He's currently sitting in 14th. He pitted on lap 181. Here right now, Jacob Malone is 8th. Couch is sitting 6th. Not bad by Everett Couch once again. Keeping a solid roll here. Now, Everett Couch has got to make up 3 seconds to find Vincent Arthur out there. Uh-oh. Couch now with the blinking problem.
All right, there goes Ryan Bird.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye out there and see if any switch-ups happen out there. Josh Conover currently sitting in that 17th spot.
Yep.
Pit on lap 177, 9.5 seconds for him. Conover looking to see if he can charge his way back to the front. Remember, he's got a boatload of damage. As you can see, front bumper is missing. Wow. Goodbye, Matthew George.
I was just going to ask you. Whoever it was went by so fast, I couldn't even make it out.
Yeah, George right now is flying.
There goes Nick Geilis. That just leaves our tried and true last and never least Kevin Bulmer.
Yep, I believe Kevin's coming down now.
All right.
So pitting on lap 175 is Cody Height. I am concerned about his fuel mileage, though.
You don't think he can make it?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
He's looking about 45 laps.
He's counting on a caution. Well,
I don't know. That's pretty tough. Especially he came in and short pit the exact same way Vincent Arthur did, and Arthur is reeling him in.
Yeah, he's under a half a second behind now.
Yeah, Cody Height would like to have that guarantee moving on to the next round. Yeah, but Malone off by 5 seconds there. And the only reason I know we keep mentioning Jacob Malone here is he's the only one who's actually been able to reach out there and grab a hold of Vincent Arthur and actually take the lead away from him a couple of times here and lead a bunch of laps. Everybody else just kind of unfortunately fails a little bit, seeing the Cody Height. Right now you see how he's marching backwards, unfortunately. But he came in 6 laps earlier than our current leader.
Okay, well, I'll tell you though, Ryan Patty and Everett Couch were right up there when the two of them were having their little one-on-one battle. So maybe this is their time.
Yeah.
They went ahead and did 4 tires and fuel.
Now, if there were to be a late race caution, that would be the only thing I think that could save some of these other guys who are way off pace, like Tom Senchak, who's 6 seconds beyond.
True.
We'll check in on Dylan Banks.
currently sitting in 11th.
Joey stats dropping below that dotted line. Lost some bit of positions there. That drives him back to 14. Now Dylan Banks will have the mirror full of Tyler DeTalents. Number 29, Mobile Toyota. Boy, DeTalents going to have something going on with Bird here.
There we go.
Pops out. Yeah, I'm wondering if guys are starting to think fuel, if they're going to make it. Remember,
Really?
44 laps is as long as we've seen them go, and they got to make it 45.
All right. Well, this could make it exciting.
I'll tell you
Interesting.
what would make it exciting.
Good. Attention.
A caution.
Oh.
A late race caution, throw the tires on and let them do it.
So you're hoping for like a lap 200, 210?
Yeah, between now and 205, and then that'd be it.
There you go.
And then about a 15-lap shootout, because then all that matters is short run.
Whoop. But that's tough because you sit and you work and you fight for every single, space moving up for 200 laps, and it all comes down to that little bitty, 15-lap shootout. And that's rough.
Well, you made it the whole race.
Yeah. My goodness. Yeah, he's in telescope range, Vincent Arthur, at this point, isn't he?
Yep.
I always kind of laugh, he's either a monocle, binoculars, or telescope.
Yeah.
If he's beyond telescope, forget it.
All right, they're coming up on lap traffic here. Corey Harville. Couts looking to work around him now.
Oof. Bump. Bump. What in the world?
Now, Ryan Patty was not interested in slowing down. He's trying to make the pass at the same time, trying to go for a 2-for-1. Yeah, it looked like Couts almost, I wouldn't say sandbagged it, but it timed it to the point where the 56 would have gotten caught. And then Couts could pull away a little bit without being under fire.
Yeah.
A good strategy, though,
Yeah.
All right, here we go.
My
Ryan Patty to
heck.
the outside. Couts holding true to the bottom.
And there's no advantage here between tires. We got a lap difference. Yeah, this should be a nice little driving race between the two of them.
Yep, this is a battle for second. Sit on the rear bumper here of Everett Couts. Doritos machine go to the outside. Cross them over, heading down the backstretch. Ooh, down turn 4 now. Cross the line, 20 to go. Oh yeah, you like Camry? There you go.
My Here, have some for lunch. I'll give you some more in a second for dinner.
Yeah, but can Couts stay out front?
I don't know. How is it that Ryan Patty is able to just shoot up there and bump him like that? That's... Where's he get all the extra power?
Hey, he's fading off just enough to where that aerodynamics start kicking in.
Ah.
You hang off back just enough to get a little more fresh air, and then as soon as he starts picking up a little speed there, the dynamics kick in, we hit that bubble, and then he goes.
Wow. So kind of like a slingshot maneuver.
Yes. Trying to shake and bake himself there.
There you go. We made it this far. Yes, people, I would like to announce that I've had the ill-gotten privilege of finally seeing Talladega Nights, much to my chagrin.
Cody Height to the outside, Rochelle down at the bottom. Or excuse me, Crawler.
No. Yep. Shell 27, red and white, black.
Yep. Kralik, easy pass there. Slings on around.
I'm delighted that Senchak and Kralik aren't in the two cars I can't tell apart.
Where is Bird? Where is Ryan Bird? There he is. Whoop. Moves Kevin Gunther back to 10th spot. Guys starting to feel that tire wear now. Notice how everybody's really... Make the pass, get back in line. Make the pass, get back in line. So they're not hanging out there battling side by side like you would expect. Just picking and choosing, seeing that soft spot and then stabbing it in there.
Oh. Yeah, Patty's been bumping that outside wall quite a bit in these last few laps where we've been watching them so closely. Oh, Jay's happy. Yeah, well, don't expect it to happen again. That was painful.
Boy, look at Kralik shooting up through here.
Mm-hmm.
Kralik now around Malone.
Yeah, keeping him back there in his rear view pretty well.
Yeah, but Kralik is picking them off, though. Just one by one. Cody Height, and he took out Kyle Rochelle, now Jake Malone. Kralik now up to 5th. Oh, Malone into the wall.
Again. What in the world?
Oh. Yep. Came in just on that. I noticed
we missed that pass.
Yeah, I knew Everett Couts had dropped down to 3rd. Now these two are going at it.
Yeah, and Senchak is fixing to take him too. He'll pull him off the podium here in a second. Woo! Nice shot at a block, but no can do.
Rides him up into the turn.
Into the wall, even.
Yeah, Couts not happy about it.
No! No, he says my lane.
Wow. This is where we kind of came in.
Yes.
So right now, Everett Couts pays for it, though. Down to 4th. That's a shame. Check in on Bird. I believe Bird has just gotten around. Jacob Malone. Cody Height on the march back. He's sitting 12th now.
And Kyle Rochelle is sitting in 6th currently. We keep dancing and popping around him. There he is. 10 to go.
Yep. John out there saying, here comes your caution.
Oh, no.
Not quite. Not quite. Right now we've got our eyes here on Ryan Bird and Kyle Rochelle. As Vincent Arthur continues to lead this race out by almost 4 seconds.
With 10 to go. I don't think some of them would come in. Oh. Man, everybody's taking a little piece of that wall.
Bird up to 6th. copy. Definitely need a good turnout tonight. 18th spot is where it looks like he's going to be. Vincent Arthur just put him a lap down.
And Josh Conover. Wow.
Ouch. Gunther into the wall. Watching to see Dylan Banks slide here to the inside.
He is.
Malone now 9th. Next will be 10th.
Oh, crunch.
And the 41 machine of Cameron Thompson.
Wow. Way to push his way through.
Yeah, Cameron Thompson started 28th in this race.
Yep, but he's got to push. He's got to get up there. Because he's sitting right on the line too. Good to see him trying right up to the end.
Six laps left to go here at Darlington. Not a bad race at all.
No, we've had, what, 4 cautions in 2 stages? Is that what your count is?
I believe so.
Nice.
So
I'm
far.
impressed Dylan Banks has come all the way back up. Sitting in 7th.
Yeah, I think a lot of people were probably also impressed at Vincent Arthur being able to hold off for as long as he has. And still remaining fast out there.
Do you think Couch burned his tires off?
Yes.
Okay.
Right now he's suffering just like Malone.
Yeah, I couldn't figure out why everybody was able to just pass him at will. Not happening, Jay. Not happening.
There's actually Cody Height marching back there.
I was going to ask you, down on the bottom?
Yep. That's the talent, trying to make a couple quick moves here. Get around Matthew George, is currently in 14th.
Yeah, this is a long race. Test his stamina.
Now the very end is near.
Yes.
Vincent Arthur.
2 to go.
Stella, how many wins does this guy have?
Oh, Lordy. I believe 4? Yep, 4. He's currently tied with Josh Conover. This will give him a singular advantage. He will then have 5 wins, Josh Conover 4, Tom Senchak 3, and Ryan Patty 2. The rest of the field with 1. White flag.
Yep, white flag last time by here. Coming down the backstretch for the final time. Vincent Arthur, great job here tonight at Darlington, as he is going to take the last regular season win as it crosses the line. Not bad. Ryan Patty 2nd, Tom Senchak close. Sitting 3rd. Aaron Krolick finishes 4th, Ryan Bird 5th, Rochelle and Banks 6 and 7, Cameron Thompson 8th, Kevin Gunther is 9th, and Joey Stats rounding out our top 10.
Wow, Stats made it all the way up here too.
Yep. Started 17th. And the only 4 to make it into the top 10. Jacob Malone drops all the way to 13th.
That is just wild. 16 drivers. So we have 30 that started, 16 ended up on the lead lap.
Great job by all our drivers out there. See where your favorite driver placed. Man, Blake Hoppy with a 17th place finish.
Yeah.
Top 5, all guys were already locked in.
Yep.
Boy, that could have been a wild run. Uh-oh. Think we got a blown motor.
Oh no. Yep. I see the puffs.
Awesome, awesome. All right, guys. Hang in there. Let's try to get these guys rounded up, and we'll be right back.
Further.
Alrighty, we are catching up with our third place finisher, Tom Senchak. Not a bad race here, buddy. I know this is a bunch of guys have earned their Darlington stripe. I see a little bit of damage on the right front of your car. Talk to me about this race, buddy.
I think there was damage on every side of my car from early on, but luckily it happened early on, so we were able to get it fixed, and then we kind of realized what we had in pace, and then we just kind of quietly tried to sneak our way through. Hopefully a caution would come here and there, and we gained some spots that way, but I'm happy. I'm happy with the result. Yeah, it was pretty fun too, though. So,
man, how much of a struggle is it to figure out Darlington here between turn 1 and 2 and 3 and 4?
3 and 4 is fine because I like to just rat the bottom, and you got to hold the brake longer than you think you have to, and then you have to let it coast a little bit longer than you think you have to. But the entrance to 1 is like probably the most crucial. Well, actually 1 and 2. The entrance to 1 and the exit to 2, trying to line it up perfectly. It's difficult, but if you get it, it's almost like night and day between the guy that's in front of you. If the guy in front of you didn't do it correctly.
You are already locked into the playoffs. How excited are you about moving on to the next round?
Yeah, I'm pretty excited. I think we'll have a pretty good amount of bonus points because I think we finished 3rd in the regular season. So we'll get a little bit of a boost, and then we'll have some stage wins and regular win playoff points. Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I hope I make it to Phoenix, but I hate Phoenix, so whatever.
You start practicing Phoenix now.
Yeah, I'll try.
Does the mindset of racing change when you enter the playoffs?
I think the only mindset is going to be the people that you're racing, like for points. I mean, I don't think I'm going to race any harder than I normally would, but if I need points on a particular person, say like Vincent or Conover, or even some of my teammates are in front of me, and I might have to race them a little bit harder for some stage points just to move on. I think it just comes down to individual people at this point.
Awesome job, man. Go ahead and give me your shout outs here, Tom, and let's get you ready for the next round.
Heck yeah, shout out to I mean, it was a pretty clean race for the most part. There was a few wrecks that
Yeah.
happened that didn't kind of bring out yellows, but it was pretty clean, especially for Darlington. So shout out to everybody for keeping it clean, everybody, keeping it straight coming out of two. Uh, Shout out to my teammates. I think we pretty much all finished in like the top 6 or something like that. Shout out to Vincent for the win. That was pretty awesome. I think he was out there most of the race. And as always, I can't wait to rewatch the broadcast later. So thank you guys as well.
All right, man, and can't wait to, yeah, definitely tune in. You came from 25th place and came in third here tonight. So awesome job, man. Awesome job. Tom,
Yes, sir.
congratulations on your third place finish. We'll see you in the playoffs.
Yes, sir. I'll see you guys.
You bet.
All right, that's going to do it for Tom Senchak. Moving us on to Ryan Patty, our second place finisher. Ryan Patty, the only Toyota to come into a podium position here tonight. Talk to me about this race and how you fought your way up to the front.
Yeah, fight's the way to definitely describe it tonight. We started up near the front, decided to take tires on an early caution, and it nearly ended the day. We got stuck in the back of the field. Got into an accident there. You probably saw, slid in the backstretch.
Yep.
Then we had a long run, tried to stay on the lead lap. Luckily, just hung on for the lucky dog, and then just slowly crawled our way back up through the field. Made it up into the top 10 by the last stage, or I think by the second stage end, and got some stage points there. And yeah, that last stage almost lost it there with Vincent Arthur. We were just talking about it, where we came together on the last restart, put me in the wall off of 2, but thankfully the car was okay, and we were able to just use our long run speed. And man, we were close there at the end. I don't know if you're probably watching the fight between me and the one. Felt like if I could have got by him a little quicker, I think I would have got to Vincent. Because Vincent took 2 on that last stop, and we had 4. And man, we were coming in a hurry, but just couldn't get by the one with enough time. Had too much trouble there, and ended up burning him up.
Yeah, Kals was definitely working it out there, man. And I would say also looking at some of the different strategies out there and what was going on. I mean, I knew when you were fighting around, trying to get around Jacob Malone. Malone was getting a little bit of a workout out there as he was fast early on, but had the fade off like we expected a little bit there. But the Doritos machine did get into some trouble. I mean, how in the world do you work with your team discussing a plan of when everything kind of falls apart as you go?
We have a no quit attitude. Being optimistic is the biggest thing you can do. I mean, a lot of folks, you have an accident, you kind of say, "Oh, my night's over. I don't really want to do this anymore." But I mean, there's so many opportunities with the wave around, the lucky dog. These cars are pretty resilient. You can get them fixed. So until there's a meatball or suspension damage, you're really never out of it. And I knew I had the speed, so just kind of patient with it. And like I said, there's a long race. I was able to work my way up little by little to get back up to the front.
All right, you got to be excited about moving on into the playoffs. Is there a race that you can circle and say, "Hey, man, this is the round for me"?
Ooh, I don't know if I really have one that I would pick. I mean, the Watkins Glen is usually one of my favorites. I do love the road courses, and I feel like I can give them a run maybe for a win there. But honestly, I mean, I was looking for a win tonight. Darlington's one of my favorites. I was kind of sad to walk away not getting that third win of the season, but once we're in the playoffs, it's just about staying out of trouble and running in the top 5. If I can do that the whole way on, we'll get to the final 4, and then you never know what could happen.
Shout out time.
Yeah, Kevin Gunther, my teammate, had a fantastic race there. Coming home, I think P9. We work really well together, so shout out to him and Christian Snyder, who owns the team, putting this all together. Let me drive this number 56 Doritos Camry. Things fast, and it always is.
All right, Ryan Patty, congratulations, man, and we'll see you in the next round.
Appreciate you. Thank you both for everything you do.
Yep, thanks, Ryan.
Welcome.
All right, Ryan Patty, awesome job, awesome. Yeah, Kevin Gunther was the next Toyota to sit down in the 9th spot, and really was super close. And yeah, he would say he might have had Vincent Arthur. I think Vincent Arthur might be thinking otherwise, as he nothing apparently stopped him here tonight, and the only one that seemed to put up any sort of a fight here with Vincent Arthur was Jacob Malone. And we'll talk to you, Vincent Arthur, here a little bit about Jacob Malone. Vincent, you got a copy?
Yeah, I got you guys.
All right, man. Another win, and you were already locked in heading into the playoffs. But does this win mean anything different than any of the other wins you've gotten so far?
Yeah, I think it's just the perfect way to start our playoff run. I think we got really close last year. Came up just a little bit short. So, there's no better way to get momentum than to go out here and win. So, Darlington is one of my favorite tracks. I knew that I'd have a really good shot here. So just put myself into a position where I feel like, we could have, been top 3 all day, and then just play it smart, play the pit stops right, and you can come out of here with a victory. It's the same kind of thing I did last season. So just try to repeat that. And luckily we were able to come away with the win for the Wake Up Narcolepsy Chevrolet.
Was the short pitting the key to your success tonight?
I don't think so. I think if anything, that last one, I stayed out a couple laps longer than I should have. But for whatever reason, when we started, off the restarts and we were all bunched together, I just burned the tires off of it in 25 laps. But whenever we could come down and pit and I could get back on track and build the tires the way that I wanted to, we'd be really, really fast. So I knew if it went green to the end, and especially having that one yellow to kind of shorten up the runs a little bit, I knew that I had a chance. So made a couple good calls on top of the box, got me the track position I needed, and once I was out there cruising, I knew that I was able to control my race and just take it down to the white flag. But trust me, that entire last run, I was just thinking of what I needed if there was a caution, because 9 times out of 10 there will be one whenever you're leading a race like that. So I'm glad it stayed green, and I'm glad we were able to get a win. This is great momentum for this 24 squad going into the playoffs, and we're looking to make a deep run again. So.
All right, before I get your take on the playoffs here, I want to talk about that final pass that you had there with Jacob Malone. And it looked like the two of you guys got into it, and then he unfortunately got the Darlington stripe with some assistance out there. Can you talk us through that last pass?
Yeah, I mean, it was a lot of fun racing those guys. Anytime you get 4 cars that are 2x2 at Darlington of all places, it's fun when we all keep it straight coming out of there. So I had a lot of fun racing those guys. That pass, I mean, I knew that I was going to be faster than him on the longer run. Feel like he'd burn his tires off a little earlier, and I'd come back and be able to beat him off of the corner. So I got underneath him one time and tried to make the move down into one, chop the apron and slide up a little bit. And it didn't work. And so I knew next time that I needed to be, closer, more alongside him. And during that pass, I mean, I sent it in there. He also sent it in there. And I think, we were both just racing really hard for the lead. And, at that point, I think we all thought it was going to be for the win. So I'm glad there wasn't like a ton of contact and we weren't, both into the fence, wrecking all 4 cars that were in that proximity. But, sometimes you'll have that on these really narrow tracks and with netcode and all that stuff. So I'm glad we were all able to keep it straight. We were able to come out without any damage. And I don't know where Jacob ended up, but he had a really fast car today. And, it was just really fun racing with those guys.
All righty. We move into the playoffs next. How far do you think you can make it? Is this a championship team?
We definitely have the championship team around us. The people we have in place and the team that we have at Flatline. This is a team that is ready to make a deep championship run. We got so close last year. I feel like last year was our championship. And we just came up one spot short. So, this year, play it safe, just like not play it safe, but, be smart, I should say, throughout the playoffs, throughout these rounds. But, we got Phoenix circled. We know that last year was our year and we didn't get it. So this year, we have the momentum, we have the team around us, we have the sponsors, we have the people. Now it's our chance to go and win this championship. So we got that championship race in Phoenix circled for sure.
All righty, go and give me shout outs here.
Gotta thank Wake Up Narcolepsy for their support. Big things are coming on the sim and real life, so be on the lookout for that. Thank you to Flatline for allowing me to do this. Josh Conover for giving me the chance. Red Bull, Exalta, Pepsi, Chevrolet, Everybody at Flatline, really, you know, they put together wonderful cars. They worked their tails off to be able to make sure we're up front every week. So thank you to all those guys. Thank you for the broadcast. Thank you for everybody who's watching. And, you know, enjoy this next 10 weeks. It's going to be fun.
All right, Vincent Arthur, congratulations on yet another win, man. You definitely got the most out there, and we'll see what you can do during the playoffs.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
All right, Stella, that's going to do it for us here in this run here at Darlington. 220 laps. Very few cautions. I've seen a boatload more, and especially with even fewer laps. But this was an excellent race here all the way till the end. Vincent Arthur with good pit strategy, good work out there, and was able to capitalize the most on it, as unfortunately Jacob Malone did finish down in that 13th spot. But man, what a race it was. Stella, race coming up. Where are we heading to first race of the playoffs?
Atlanta.
Wow. All right, well, we're going to start off with a super speedway. That's going to be pretty rough out there.
56 laps, no less.
And remember, no passing below that red line, so a lot of guys got to do some practicing out there. And hopefully, cross our fingers, a lack of net code, nobody getting fish hooked into the wall.
Oh.
Yeah, some of those were pretty rough. That guys getting launched into the sky, all the other stuff. But iRacing is doing their best and getting things squared away. All right, today is Tuesday. Wednesday, we are off. Bandit Racing League does not resume until the 25th of September. Bill Harkins is out there checking in on our broadcast team, making sure we're doing our best. That way we can give him our best. And then next we'll be with the USORL guys for Thursday and Friday. I'll get some stream links up here in a little while, guys. That way you guys can keep up and stay along. Stella, any final words?
Thursday and Saturday, but
That's
other than
what I
that,
said.
no words from me.
All righty. All right, everybody. That's it for SimTrax Broadcasting, bringing you the National Oval Racing Association here at Darlington. Be well, be safe, be kind. We'll see all you guys next time.